Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Monday the 5th of September 2022. Imagine we are in the month of September already. 4 months again for 2022 to be over and done with. Imagine that, eh? When you tell yourself time is waiting on you. Nope. Time is not waiting on you. You are waiting on time. So remember, viewers, we are live on Synergy Network from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. Nightly with a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We have our own studios at number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shoguners, where Real Talk Group of Company office is also located. Remember, talking about Real Talk Group of Companies, we are offering you 3.5% viewers on our fixed deposit system that is set up by our company. Remember, it's 3.5%, the highest interest that is being paid out in any financial institution. You're only getting it at Real Talk Group of Companies. Those of you who are looking for money borrow is not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. As long as you have some form of security, collateral as we would say, I would love to do business with you. Whether you have house, land, you have car, a vehicle, you have gold, we will do business with you as long as your property is not owed to anyone. We love doing business. You love borrowing? Well, I love to lend. You want to smile? I'll make you smile. So remember, viewers, 3.5%. You're not getting it anywhere beside Real Talk Group of Company. Remember that. Remember, I'm a spiritual consultant. Those of you seeking spiritual help, you can also contact me. I was born gifted. This is my field. Have been for the last 16 years. Yep. So as we start our program tonight, the Prime Minister, Dr. Saieed Ali, left TNT on Friday to attend state business in Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands. Dr. Rowley visit to both countries involved meeting with major globe energy companies who have significant investment in Trinidad and Tobago. He met with the Proman in Switzerland and hold meetings with the British Petroleum BP executive leadership in London and Shell executive leadership in the Netherlands. Energy Minister and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Stuart Young, will accompany Rowley to these meetings. Finance Minister Colin Mimbutt will act as Prime Minister until Rowley returns. Remember, we have the short man in Trinidad, he didn't left. The finance man. But what are we going to do? While these ministers flying out on big executive meetings, how is Trinidad and Tobago performing? How would you class Trinidad and Tobago in performance? In health sector? In security? In education? How would you class your country? Yes, we are all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So we must be able to class our country at a certain level. Whether we get first class, second class, or third class. We the citizens class it. You know how I would class it? Third level with everything. Everything. We're not even first in health, not first in education, not even first in protecting Trinidad and Tobago. But we have ministers flying out to big executive meetings. But nevertheless, I have one question for you tonight. How would you justify the teachers staying away from school today? Tonight I want to hear what you have to say. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it that they are standing with colleagues in the increase of 4% negotiation? So I want to hear from you, Trinidad and Tobago. I want to hear from you all tonight. Tonight I want to hear from you all. So while waiting for you, The Minister of Health, Terence Singh, have resumed his duties as Minister today after being hospitalized. Singh, who went to the Eric Williams Medical Science Complex in Mount Hope on August 29th after experiencing flu-like symptoms. However, tests ruled out as COVID-19. He was released from hospital on August 31st. So we want to wish him all the best. Hope that he remains healthy. And come back to get some more mashup and bashing from Saieed right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So viewers, how would you judge? Or how would you class the teachers that stayed away from school today? What category would we put them in? Were they biased? Were they aware that children would want to start back school today? Were they supporting colleagues in an increase of 4% in the negotiation wages? How would we class them? Did they hold the students in the education facilities ransom because they did not attend to their rightful class today? How would you class them? 2386716, remember that is the phone line to call in. I want to hear from you tonight. Out of all the nights, I want to hear from you tonight. Tonight, I want to hear from you. Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association has estimated that 85 to 90% of teachers stayed away from school today. The union had called on its member to take today to rest and reflect as a response to the government 4% salary increase offer for the period 2014 to 2019. Tutor President Antonia De Freitas said, initial figures show almost 90% of members heeded the call to stay home. Only 17% of the primary school students and 27% of the teachers turned up for class today. The Ministry of Education has reported across the country that represent 16,819 students and 1,392 teachers. At the nominationals primary school, the teacher and student attendance was 28% and 20% respectively, while the corresponding attendance at government school was 24% and 12% respectively. At secondary schools, there was attendance of 2,738 or 39% of students and 1,851 or 31% of teachers. What are your thoughts on the boycotting of teachers today? Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I look at the program all the time and you're doing a great job. What I would say, they had all right to do what they are doing, because if the government had raised their pension, the pay or whatever, the teachers have a right to. So they did a great job today. So thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So how would you justify it? Did they hold the children ransom today? Seeing that today is the first term or the last term. It's the last term of 2022, September. Yeah, the last term. How would you justify it? Were they reasonable? Look at it. They are working on a salary between 2014 and 2019 without an increase. Did they willfully stand? Did they willfully stay home? Are they supporting colleagues? This is what we want to know. Was it bias of them? Knowing that school reopened today after 2 months vacation and teachers stayed away. What are you going to say about it? 2386716. What about the working parents What about the working parents who normally drops their child to school or preschool or secondary school and then go to work? What did they do today? That is what I want to hear from you. Your thoughts. The Ministry of Education will distribute 7,000 laptops this week to means test students and teachers as it shifts into gear on its digital transformation program. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk, my friend.
Yeah, the teachers are correct for what is it they have done today. The rest of the union is supposed to follow suit. Because if you have a home, if you have a home and you have children in the home and so on, and you have a bread, would you give it to your children first? Or you will take it and feed yourself first and leave your children without a bread?
I understand.
Now that the government have done that to the population, they raise their salary. The first set of people to raise their salary, big money they raise their salary by, although the money that they collecting at this, before they raise their salary, they could afford to live on it.
Correct.
Right? What about the population, the working population who didn't get a raise in salary for the past 9 or 10 years? Yeah, strikes raised about 3 to 4 times already. And they're looking to raise it again. Right? So that is about 4 times inflation you're looking at there. The government and the parliamentarian wasn't really feeling nothing because they already fixed themselves.
Yes, yes.
It come as a house with parents inside it, and you're making sure you eat your belly full and you leave your children starving. So what is it I'm looking out for? I'm looking out for the rest of union leaders to follow suit and let those people know what time it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Education Ministry is going to distribute 7,000 laptops this week to means test students and teachers as it shifts into gear on its digital transformation program. This was confirmed by Minister of Education, Dr. Nian Gaspidoli. Gaspidoli said, in addition to the 40,000 devices which was already distributed over the last 2 years, 7,000 laptops will be distributed to students who are means test approved and also teachers starting this week. However, the ministry did not address the claims directly, nor did she mention the threats by tutor and teachers to boycott class. Today, no mention of it, no mention. Gaspidoli added that the ministry completed structural repairs at over 120 schools. It is uncertain if there were all the school identified for work or if schools are remaining and without work to bring it up to path to the reopening today. However, viewers, she did reveal that Cabinet approved a $600 million plan to undertake major work on some schools. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the $1 billion was spent by the P&M administration over the last 7 years in legal fees after this break.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind at ease and worry no more. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you a whopping 3.5% interest on your investments. Come on down and visit us today. We have 2 convenient locations just for you. Visit us at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Sit back and watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Do contact us now at 238-6716. 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our team of professionals are waiting for you. Grab this opportunity and invest today. Real Talk Investment, helping real people make real money. This ad was paid for by the Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. You're gonna love this. Stuart Young said we have no money in the treasury, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you how, and I'm going to tell you how they spent $1 billion in legal fee over the last 7 years. Think about that. Call your friend, call your family, tell them tune into Real Talk with Saieed Ali to hear breaking news. We have no money in the treasury. We have no money to buy pitch. We have no money to fix pothole. We have no money to give to a corporation. We have no money to buy equipment for the hospital. We had no money to repair schools. But listen this. Before I go let me take this call. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead. Talk to me, my friend. You're live on Real Talk.
Saeed, hear this now. We living in a country where everything escalating over the 9 to the 10 years that the workers haven't get anything. But what the workers does, what we does about it, nothing. Okay? And you want to tell me, Saeed, that in this country we don't have a president and a prime minister to cease prices on grocery items and food items so that we could afford to live by it?
I understand. Thank you so much, my friend. Close to $1 billion. $1 billion have been paid out by the People's National Movement, the PNM. Now, governments for legal fee service and fees in the last 7 years, $1 billion. According to documents, a Freedom of Information Act request states that the PNM paid out $799.8 million between September 2015 to January 25th, 2022. However, the figures does not include, that's $1 billion thus far. $1 billion. Now you're going to love this. Figures does not include legal fees paid by all government ministries and state enterprise during that time. So some are paid and some is unpaid. Which one is unpaid? The legal fee figures are still outstanding for the Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Finance, the TTPS and the HDC. If these fees are made available and added, the total amount spent on legal briefs by the government since September 2015 is near to or likely to exceed $1 billion mark. So what do you think about that now, Trinidad and Tobago? Listen this. Listen this. The document also showed that 91 attorneys and legal firms received $1 million or more, with some collecting between $2 million and $22 million during a period from the Ministry of Rural Development, Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Health, National Security, and many others. Since September 2015, 51 local attorneys have received payment worth $1 million or more from the state. So I want to hear all your views now. I want to hear what you all have to say. 2386716. All have anything to say? Anything to say about that? $1 billion. No money for schools. No money for road. No money for bridges. No money for corporation. No money for health. No money for TTPS. But we have $1 billion to pay legal fees. Aren't we a proud nation? Aren't we a proud nation? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Question. About 4 years ago, the school system did the same thing. When first day of school, they shut down the school system because they say they're protesting and stuff like that. You know, I understand what you do, but there's a way to do things. Right now, to me, is the school children suffering right now because at the end of the day, the parents who send the children to school still have to find some place for them children to go to school. You know, I mean, when they take off.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. You see, in a situation like today, a scenario like what happened today, teachers have rights, just like anybody else. They have rights like a prison officer, they have rights as the police officers, they have rights as fire, they have rights as lawyers, as doctors, as nurses, they have rights also. And all the above named that I just mentioned, they have rights to protest. If the union feels that the government wage is not proper enough for its member, they have all rights to strike. They have all rights to protest. Protest is freedom of act. It's our rights to protest. It's our right to speak freely. Call a good night.
Very good evening to Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
I agree with the teachers. You might not agree with what I have to say, but I am in total agreement with the teachers. Yes, it was a disruption. However, the teachers are still working under 2013 salary. The teachers are people just like me and you who have bills to pay, loans to pay, mortgage to pay. And the government is enriching themselves. Parliamentarians enriching themselves. And they don't give two hoots about the teachers. Now, people were hinting at, so what happened today, because parents had already made arrangements and whatnot for the children to go to school and what they would do last minute. Mm-hmm. What about during the lockdown when school was closed and the parents had, this is only one day.
Yes.
Look how much days they had to make arrangements, the same way. The teachers did nothing wrong in my book. And next thing, the Prime Minister some months ago said it in a public forum that 800 million will be allocated to complete the schools that need completed.
Yes.
Up to date, nothing is complete.
Correct.
That's Pidoli, the Minister of Education, saying today that 600 million is allocated to complete it. This is not completed. So we're looking at $1.4 billion. What that mean? $1.4 billion. And to do what?
Up to now, nothing has been done.
Exactly. So
correct.
I mean, all of vexed with the teachers, all aside.
Thank you, my friend. No, I'm not vexed with the teachers, you know. That is why I said they stand together with colleagues on the increase of a 4% negotiation bargaining which is taking place presently. But CPO said they can't do better than that. That is what CPO said. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Right, Mr. Said, I'm calling from Esperanza Village, California in Trinidad.
Welcome.
And I want to say that Trinidad and Tobago does not belong to the PNM. No Rowley, no Imbot, no Olrawi. Mr. Said, let me tell you something. The PNM has destroyed this country, and it's time that citizens of this country get up and do what they have to do. Because...
He there? Thank you, my friend. You see, I gotta tell you something. We have the Freedom Act. Freedom to protest, freedom to express ourselves, and freedom to speech. These three things they cannot take from you. They cannot take from any leader. They cannot take from any group. They cannot take from any entity. I have the right to press. You know what is press? Freedom of speech. That is why I am here every night, Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy Live. Bringing to you what? Freedom of speech. The news, the events, the current affairs. That is what I bring to you. And you know how I bring it? It's like this. Real Talk with Saieed Ali brings news to you in a different way. We bring it in depth, where we could communicate, you and I. Call a good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
I think, sir, we have reached the very bottom now. I think, you imagine this government spent $390 billion. Excess of $390 billion in 7 years. And what we have, look, I have never seen Trinidad in this state.
In this condition.
Look at all our roads, our infrastructure.
Yes.
Everything in a dilapidated condition. I was just looking at the news in Chatham and Seagull. Look how they are in the opposition area. You are spending $12 million for a museum for Eric Williams. You are spending over I don't know how much million, at least they say $7.5 million or how much for independence. So you're spending $3 million for painting. Look how much money have been spent, and look at the condition. And then this government have the audacity to say they are going to raise fuel again. You are going to bring property tax. Oh God, I think this government have outlived. Look at crime. Look at crime. We have crossed 400, sir. We have crossed 400. Is Rowley now not disappointed? He's still disappointed with Gary? Or this is his choice because he is politicizing every single thing. You remember when Imbat came, he said the treasury was running on fumes. When you come in and talk about spotlight on economy, can anybody believe anything that this government will say, sir? What about that issue, sir? I don't know if you was investigating it with the top FCA student when the CEO of the Education Ministry unilaterally increased the mark of a child. Now, sir, I would like to know what is going on in this country. When they are giving out bursaries and all these things, I would like to know what ethnicity of the people are receiving this. Is it that they support us? No, what I want to make clear, sir, the money is not Rowley money and decide what it was spent. It is not the PNM money, sir. It is the people of Trinidad and Tobago money. Why is it that people have, especially people of Indian ethnicity, is suffering so much? Why is this going on in this country? And this man flying out here, flying out there. What about this country have gone to the dogs? This country crime. You cannot come out of your house. You don't have money to buy nothing. Are you talking about increased taxation? Is it to fund their spending, their wild spending? You remember when Rowley came in first? He said if Canada did not spend so much, he wouldn't have to do extra and things. So who is spending now? They are blaming COVID. They kick COVID like a football, sir. Yes. They kick for anything. COVID, camera, COVID, and this. You know, this man, you remember when he was in opposition, when he said, if the government cannot fix the crime, then the government is part of the crime. Indeed, the government is part of the crime, sir. So it is time for them to demit office. It is time because this is in chaos, it is in uproar. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, talking about business, government official. Today I had a meeting with a government official, a MP. And tonight, I am pleased I am pleased to say to you, the public, that very soon, Real Talk Credit Union will be able to do day-to-day banking with its group members. It's a little news we got today, but nevertheless, the MP was at my building. You know, I just don't want to shout out his name. But very soon, very soon, Real Talk Credit Union will be able to do day-to-day banking. I am proud. It's a celebration. It's Mashup Monday. So viewers, just before we go for the break, we have a call? Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed.
You're live. Go right ahead.
Mr. Saeed, we have a prime minister that may take $480-something million of taxpayers' money and make a bad deal, some deal in the oil company, and not being held accountable for that. That is taxpayers' money. What did the law say about the misuse of taxpayers' money, sir?
I understand. Thank you, my friend. So viewers, the public will be anxiously awaiting this year's budget presentation on September 26th, after Minister of Finance Colin Imbert heavily implied there will be yet another fuel price increase. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going for a commercial break, but when we come back, that is our discussion.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind at ease and worry no more. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you a whopping 3.5% interest on your investments. Come on down and visit us today. We have 2 convenient locations just for you. Visit us at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Sit back and watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670, or 242-7690. Our team of professionals are waiting for you. Grab this opportunity and invest today. Real Talk Investment, helping real people make real money. This ad was paid for by the Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So Trinidad and Tobago, today was a good day for me. It's a good day for me. It's a good day for me. It's a good day for me. Thank the Lord. I thank the Lord for that. But very soon, very soon, you will be able to do day-to-day banking at Real Talk Credit Union right here on 14 Carney Savannah Road in Chaguanas. I told you all when you hear I set my heart to do something for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Believe me, you're getting it done. So I was told the news this afternoon by the MP that very soon you all will be able to go ahead and start your day-to-day banking. Saving investments. Savings for the grandmother, savings for the daughter, the son, the father, the mother, the aunt, the uncle, the nenen. Yeah. The interest rate on savings going to be the best in Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to be the best. So presently, Real Talk Group of Companies, we have a 3.5% interest on a 3-year fixed deposit system. Just imagine 3.5%. And when we started to do day-to-day banking at Real Talk Credit Union, the interest is going to be maxed. We're maxing any interest rate that is being paid in any financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago. Where you getting it? Only at Real Talk Credit Union. Only by Saieed. Nowhere else. I could guarantee you that our interest rate is going to be so wonderful. Let me tell you something. All I better get ready to all the money I have all in the mattress, and the money all I have in the bank getting more with no interest. We're talking about from 2% interest per annum go up, you know, on savings account. Yeah. Not 1/4% and 0.5% and 1% on savings per annum. No. You might get 2.5, 3% saving on annum per year. Imagine that. Imagine that, people. So spread the word around. Very soon you're going to be able to do day-to-day banking at Real Talk Credit Union for its members. Yep. You want to be a member? You want to be a member? It's very simple, you know. It's very easy. 339-1670, 238-6716 or 267-7325. But I'll bring you more good news as the days go by. So Column Imbert hinted another fuel price in the coming budget on the 26th of September. Speaking during the spotlight on the economy presentation, Imbert stated that even after the adjustment on April 19th, which saw the latest price increase, the subsidy is still too high for the government to continue facilitating. The minister showed a slide representing the amount of money spent on fuel subsidy between October 2021 and September 2022. It showed that the government spent $2.6 billion during the 2022 financial year. Listen this.
This is what we as a government have to be very, very careful about. This shows you the amount of money spent by the government on the fuel subsidy between October of 2021 and September of 2022. I want you to look particularly at March. That is when oil prices hit their highest, when oil price went up to $130 and so on. Look at what the government of Trinidad and Tobago had to pay in fuel subsidy in 1 month. $309 million. Look at May, $310 million. June, $341 million. We are going to end this year with the government having to have spent $2.6 billion on fuel subsidy in the last 12 months.
He added that he expects a subsidy of $800 million to $900 million. Instead, it was $2.6 billion because oil price stayed up. Listen to the short man.
We had planned, when we did the increase in prices of fuel, we expected a subsidy maybe $800-900 million. It's $2.6 billion because oil prices have stayed up. Nobody ever expected oil prices to remain at that level, 105, 110, 120, that sort of thing. And if you look at the right-hand side, if oil prices remain where they are, in the $95 to $100 range, the subsidy next year will be $2.1 billion. I don't think we as a country can afford that. We have to, as the Prime Minister has indicated, we have to set a limit on the amount of subsidy that we can pay, and the rest of it will be used for other purposes, more desirable, more productive purposes.
The current impasses between the government and the country, various trade unions, was also discussed, with Imbert explaining why the demand are not practical or feasible. Referencing another one of his slides, he showed that the current 4% offer over the period of 2014 to 2019 for the mainstream public service will cost $2.43 billion in back pay, while the additional annual recurrent cost will be $490 million. Listen to this.
The current offer of 4% over the period 2014 to 2019, a 6-year period, for the mainstream public service is going to cost the government, that's the offer on the table, it's going to cost $2.43 billion in back pay. That's up to June 23. The additional annual recurrent cost will be $490 million per year. That's going to increase the public sector wage bill by $490 million. This is not small money we're talking about here. We're talking about increasing the annual recurrent cost of wages by $1 billion per year. We're talking about back pay of $4.6 billion. But as difficult as it will be to find the money for this, the government is committed to raising these funds and making these payments.
Now, how much is it costing the Treasury when government ministers increase their salary and increase their pension? How much is it costing taxpayers? Why can't they both come out and give us that figures? They won't do that. They would not do that, because that will be a backlash on them. Given the Public Servants Association request, as an example, Imbert states that the PSA, Public Service Association, had asked for a 19% increase for the year 2014 to 2016. And that will cost $15.8 billion in back pay, while the additional annual cost will be $1.8 billion per year. Listen to Imbert.
The PSA has asked for a 19% increase for the first 3 years, 2014 to 2016. That would cost $15.8 billion in back pay. The additional annual cost would be $1.8 billion per year. And if you extend that to the state sector, that would cost $30.3 billion in back pay. And $3.4 billion would be added to the annual public sector wage bill.
Imbert describes such requests as unrealistic and unsuitable, and he promised that after 7 years of tightening the belt, the government will begin to increase expenditure. Caller, good night. Hello? Caller, we do apologize for breaking transmission. How much did it cost taxpayers when all MPs increase their salary, their perks, housing allowance, their pension plan? How much is it costing taxpayers? How much is it costing the Treasury annually? Annually mean every year. How much is it costing? Imbert? You see, this is the thing that the people needs to know. Not how much it's going to cost public servant, how much it is already costing the state. Not the state, but taxpayers. How much? That is a figure you should drop in a briefing. That is a figure you should drop in the parliament. But you know what? Not one single MP on both sides will raise that discussion. Nobody would raise it. You know who would raise it? I, Saieed Ali. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saieed Ali, hear this. We have a Minister of Finances talking about how much money it will cost to pay in back pay and how much money it will cost to have an annual increase on the salary. Why he is not speaking about it 9 years he talking about? Why didn't he come on the table and negotiate every 3 years and let it be the minimum that it should have been? Why they want to blame the union and the workers for wrongdoing? We're already going over them. And secondly, I want to tell Mr. Gary Griffith to take all of those ministers and government officials, gas cards from them. Let them take money from the pocket and go in the pump and put gas right way.
Thank you. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear Colin Membot on an extra $200 million for health workers after this break.
Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind at ease and worry no more. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you a whopping 3.5% interest on your investments. Come on down and visit us today. We have 2 convenient locations just for you. Visit us at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Supera Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Sit back and watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Do contact us now at 238-6716. 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our team of professionals are waiting for you. Grab this opportunity and invest today. Real Talk Investment, helping real people make real money. This ad was paid for by the Real Talk Group of Companies Limited. Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind...
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Supera Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Minister of Finance Colin Membot have stated that health workers, such as nurses, will be paid $200 million on top of their usual salary/wages in recognition of their help to the country during the 2-year of COVID-19 pandemic. Listen to this.
Yes, we have identified the cost. I was in touch with the Minister of Health just a few days ago. It's going to cost us $200 million, and we will find the money for that. As the Prime Minister indicated, that sector needs to be recognized and appreciated and rewarded for steering the country through the COVID-19 crisis. $200 million.
Good night. Hello?
Yes, hi, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saieed, I have 2 big points there.
Talk to me.
Alright, first thing is that, from my understanding there, right, gas going up again. So what it is going to take Trinidadians in this country to realize that this PNM government is against the people in this country, right? What it's going to take them to realize this thing, right? I don't understand this thing. And the next thing I want to bring to your attention, right, is that I see Rory talking and he's saying that's how they don't have no money to fix the potholes in the road because they use all the money for COVID and thing, right? Now, I want to understand this thing, right? Them have all the resources of the country, right? And them don't have no money to fix the potholes of the country, right? What about the normal man like me and you, who had to battle with COVID and work for so long, and how we had to take money from we savings to survive that? How we going to maintain we vehicle? when lights officers stop you on the road and come along with your car, you tell them that. You think they want to hear that? Then come and take you a ticket on top of that, but so you can't fix your car anyway, you take it. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, right?
Yep.
Anyways, you enjoy your night, sir.
Thank you, my friend. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, ID Stewart, welcomed the news which he said fulfilled the PM's promise to healthcare staff. However, Stewart reminded that other outstanding payments were owed to healthcare workers include increments and gratuity. He also wanted the government to consider permanent employment for 3,400 nurses now on contract. Stewart was concerned that some workers hired in the healthcare sector for the main 2 years duration of the pandemic had since been sent home, even as several billion-dollar health facilities were now seemingly understaffed, suggesting that government was implying it did not have enough money to pay staff. But they had $1 billion to pay out legal fees. Call her good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yes, I you know, it's heartrending to hear how much money is spent all over the place.
Correct.
We spend $500 million on our walkway from around there. That's all. So I am the person who sent the videos for you concerning the Chatham situation and the people in Cyprus how they suffered for the past 2 weeks. No gas, all gas stations right now.
I remember you sent me the video, but I was so caught up today with work. Tomorrow night I will air the video for you, my friend. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, it's website is doing selling contractors, kind of work, and the road only caving. Both of you know, the precipice about 200 feet down. If anybody was just run off that road, that is people in Caesars are not getting people in Granville, Coromandel, Bamboo, Polota, and Itaka. People suffer. Today I got the news that people get in trouble to get gas. They want to stop the TSC transport from up there. Gas shock, fishermen have to leave and come up the point and buy gas to go down the road. Right?
So the MP trucks are them that distribute the cylinder gas tank. They cannot go through the area.
People get take that shop side. If you go look at the video, you would see the condition of the road, right? And we can't go without getting kind of rain that get because that road was give away already, right? I must commend the people